First, I want to thank everybody for coming today. Some of you, I've been told, came from pretty far away. I got, Seattle, Michigan, any other cities outside?
Oregon. Philadelphia?
Oregon.
Oregon's actually a state.
It is? Still?
Still. All right.
Give us time.
Let me just give you a little background on what we've done here. The motors have all been gone through yesterday. They were all teched. They're all between 18,000 and 18,500 RPM. We went through 56 motors to get that grouping. That difference is probably the smallest difference of all the races we've had. Includes NSR motors, slotted motors. We've never had a grouping that close before. So everybody should be on par with each other. That's number one. Number two, I want this to be fun for everybody. I've got marshals here that are not racing, that race with us normally. We race as a group on Wednesday nights. I position them in spots where they should be able to take care of your car and put your car back on. They're going to do the best job they can. Once in a while there could be a foul up. Just bear in mind that if you don't crash, your car doesn't have to get marshaled. Okay, so keep that in mind. Your car's full up. Just as a point of reference for everybody, if you end up crashing down there in the center, if he can put you back in because it's close enough, he'll put you in. But 95% of the time, he's going to pick your car up and he's going to put it in on the beginning of the bank section. Okay, you're going to pick up 10 feet, but I've also told them I'd rather you concentrate on getting the car back in the lane where it's supposed to be instead of trying to fiddle with it and try to get it in the slot over there and also ending up with somebody else coming around to crash. If two or more cars come off, I'll make the decision whether or not to cut power. You can call track. Track is the word that'll catch my attention that there's a problem somewhere if I'm not looking in the right spot. I'll try to pick up if there's a problem right away, and I'll decide whether or not to call track. If I see that they can marshal the two cars really fast, I'm not going to penalize the other people driving, because every time there's a track call, you're going to lose X amount of feet. So I try not to penalize people, so I try to keep the track calls down to a minimum. But if there is an accident there and I see you can't handle it, I will cut power. The only other spot on this track where there's a potential problem is right around the lap counter. Once in a while somebody will fall off right there in the middle. For a track marshal to reach in and put your car back on, he's going to block the view of the two drivers over there. If their cars are coming down here, it's going to end up causing an accident anyway. So if it falls off there, I'll cut power there also. The way the lineup worked here, your motors were all randomly picked out based on the number that you pulled. So I have no idea at this point who has what motor. And they're all very close anyway, so there shouldn't be any difference there. The number order as to how you were placed to race was determined by the time that you did in that qualifying, that 10-lap qualifier. The reason for that is I want to group the best drivers together so that you have a minimal amount of accidents, or you should have a minimal amount of accidents. So you should be on par to have the easiest drive of everybody here if you're grouped in that middle section. That's nothing against the other guys. If you were more concerned about just making sure your car was working right and you ended up down on the list, it shouldn't affect you. It's a long race. They're 10-minute heats, so a lot can happen in a 10-minute heat. If there's a problem with your car, you can take your car off under green and you can do a repair. You can adjust your braid. You can ask a marshal to fix your braid if you want. If you think you're having a problem or something like that. If you end up in a couple accidents, your braid can end up getting twisted and you'll lose contact. It's up to you if you want to pit and fix it. If you do want to pit and fix it yourself, there'll be a marshal behind you. He just needs to be there when you pit, and you got to say, I'm pitting, so everybody knows, because I don't want somebody after the fact to say, yeah, when he pitted, he went and he switched this or he did this or whatever. As far as being able to clean your tires, Bob, were you going to allow them to use tape, or?
We hadn't before now.
Okay. You can't clean your tires with tape. Okay, at the start of the race, we spray the track here with Windex. For those of you not familiar with it, It's going to give you better lap time, 2-3 of a second, for probably 15 to 20 laps. After about 20 laps, it starts to evaporate, and at that point, you'll probably be driving faster because you'll be more familiar with the lane and the course. So your times probably won't fall off very much, but your fastest laps are probably going to come in the first 20 laps. What it does is it actually picks up any dirt, debris, or dust as the tire's wet going around, and it won't hinder you going through the turns. It'll make you faster. And it deposits it back in the Windex. And just so you know, it's always blue Windex. The green stuff and these off brands don't work. For some reason, only blue Windex does. It brings all the dust and dirt back there, and as the cars blow by, it actually blows it off to the left and the right, so it comes off the track. So your tires at the end of, say, 40 laps will look as fresh and as new as when they came out of the package. If you do come off and you end up rolling over here, you might pick up some dust or something like that. But if the Windex is still there, it'll clean it right off in one lap. Okay, is there any questions?
Now, when we pit, we pick up our own car, the marshal behind us does.
No, if you want to pit to fix your brushes, all you have to do is say, I need to pit. The marshal will be with you, and he'll be standing there, so he'll watch what you do. You can adjust your braid. You can't add any fluids. You can't wipe anything off with tape. If you want to wipe something off with your finger, that's fine.
So we pick the car and put it back on.
Yeah,
Yep.
production. It's not available anywhere else. So 7 will be given out tomorrow. There's actually 2 versions. Each one has 3 different drivers on it. So there's 25 with one set of 3 drivers, and there's 25 with a set of 3 other drivers. The first 4 places tomorrow will each get one of these cars, and then there'll be 3 given out as door prizes, and they'll be available for sale as well after tomorrow too. So if somebody wants to buy any of the group, that'll be your only shot to buy them here, because they'll all be gone on Sunday night. Okay. We're having a racer regional. Put those back. A racer. Well, there's more racer regionals, but yeah, there's going to be a racer national held here too. That's for the rosin cars. Now he sent me this in advance. The racer national will be in January. He made this card just for the national. There's only 30 of them. He's not making this in a regular production. This is a real race car that he modeled this after. If anybody wants to look at them, they'll be up in the case. And this will be, you can buy this car tomorrow with O'Reilly if you wanted to buy the car separately. You can just see me, but that'll be the only chance to get it tomorrow. After that, the only time will be when we hold the national. Okay. 1, 2, 3, go. Spray.